Welcome to an Algorand price prediction for 2025. This coin was suggested by one of our members, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Now before we start, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our Discord server, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So this chart is not looking too bullish in my opinion, because as you can see in this cycle we got a new bear market low. Actually not a new bear market low, this was a new all-time low right here, so we went below the drop right here that we got in 2020, which was the pandemic drop. So yeah, this is not the most bullish chart in the world, but as you can see it's currently pumping. Now in my opinion this is a corrective pump, and I don't think we will get to new all-time highs in this cycle, but I think it is possible to get some kind of 5-wave move to the upside. And you know, that 5-wave move, if we do get it, could put us maybe near all-time highs. Now it is possible that we do go above all-time highs, but you know, until we actually see at least the third wave, I cannot confirm that. And like I said, this could be a very corrective move, so that's why it's happening. I will talk about this very soon. First, let's talk about the Elliot wave count. After we hit the new low right here, we formed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, which formed a first wave move to the upside. And what happened after that? We got an ABC structure that formed a second wave move down. As you can see, we dropped below the 0.786 support level, which is not the best thing in the world. So this is obviously not looking too great. And keep in mind, there's another scenario, and maybe this is some kind of ABC structure, and that's it. After we get the C wave, that's the whole cycle for Algorand. So if we get rejected after we get to the target zone right here, which is the target zone for the third wave, so basically we should get to at least the 200% extension of the 1-2 setup right here if we want to complete that third wave, and the third wave should have 5 waves up. What happens after this third wave is still very unclear, because like I said, this could be an ABC structure and that could be it. After that we could go to new all-time lows yet again, so me personally I would not buy this coin. Of course it has gone up like 5x in the past month or so, but keep in mind, coins always do this during the bull market, and there are some coins that go up a lot and then they drop all of a sudden. So don't let this pump fool you. Of course it could go higher, but I don't think it's going to go much higher. Now let me give you my bull market targets for this cycle, and for that let's actually go on the coin market cap chart. So I want to show you something here. If you look at the price chart, yeah, it's not looking great, it's actually looking very bad. But if you look at the market cap chart, as you can see, the market cap is actually looking a lot better. Now, what does this say about this coin? Well, as you can see, I mean, if you judge this coin based on the Elliot wave count on the market cap chart, it is in a 1-2 setup. However, this does not really matter. The market cap chart does not really matter. What matters is the price chart, and the price chart is not looking good. Now, why is that? Well, that's because of inflation. As you can see, the total supply is not in circulation right now, and I believe like 2 years ago the circulating supply was like 7 billion ALGO, so yeah, if coins keep coming in the circulation, then of course the price is going to do this, and the total supply is still not in circulation, which means that this will most likely continue to happen until we get the total supply as the circulating supply. Now as you can see, this coin continues to grow, and like I said, in the previous market we went from a market cap of about, let's say, 90 million to about 12 billion or so. So yes, it did go up. Is it going to go up again? Probably. It's probably going to get to a market cap of around 20 to 30 billion, maybe, in a good, you know, scenario. If things are more bearish, however, I mean, this could be it. This could be the last pump we get on this chart. So be very careful with this. Now, as you can see, the market cap of Algorand is currently $5 billion, and the price is at like 50 cents, let's say. So if we want to somehow hit $5 in this cycle, which seems very unlikely, but if we somehow get there, and if we somehow get above the previous all-time high right here, then things are going to change, because, you know, that will complete a first wave move to the upside, and after we do that, what happens next will most likely be an ABC structure, which will be the bear market, and then we could start another wave move up, and maybe the chart has a chance to recover after that, but you know, that right now is hopium, and I'm not expecting Algorand to get to these crazy numbers just because it's not looking too great on the daily chart. Now let's go on the weekly chart. If you look at the RSI, it's already overbought and we are down here. Last time we were this overbought on the weekly was up here when the price was at like $1.80. Right now we're at like 50 cents and we are at the same RSI levels on the weekly, well almost. So yeah, this is not looking too good, and keep in mind, when a coin is overbought on the RSI, it usually means that it will get a correction very soon, so be very careful. I would not recommend buying right now. Of course, this is not financial advice, but me personally, I would not buy a coin that looks like this, and I would not buy a coin that went up like 5x already, so, you know, keep that in mind. We might see a correction very soon. Let's also go on the monthly chart. As you can see on the monthly, we are looking better, but this is still not that great. The RSI is at like 60 and, you know, the price is nowhere near close to the all-time highs right here. So if we want to get to these all-time highs, we have to get to the overbought territory on the monthly. Is that possible? I have no idea, and honestly, it's really hard to say what this coin will do just because, you know, it hit a new all-time low right here. This is not bullish. Now, I also want to talk about the upcoming altcoin season, because if that happens and when that happens, because I believe it will happen very soon, Algorand could continue going up just because the other altcoins will go up as well. As you know, during the altcoin season, all altcoins go up. Well, almost all altcoins go up, so Algorand is probably going to be no exception. And when we do get a drop on the Bitcoin dominance chart, which I believe, I mean, it has already started, so when we do get more drops on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and when we do finally get to a dominance level of about 40%, on our way down, we will most likely continue going up on the Algorand chart just because the other altcoins will go up as well. Now, I want to show you something else right here, and that is the fact that 215 days after the first halving, well actually the second halving, Bitcoin dominance started to drop, and this is when we had the first altcoin season. In the second cycle, 214 days after the 2020 halving, Bitcoin dominance stopped, and that's when we had the altcoin season. In this cycle, it has been about 215 days after the halving. I mean, the halving happened 215 days ago, and Bitcoin dominance is starting to drop. So what does this say? Well, it is possible that Bitcoin dominance has stopped, and it is possible that we get an altcoin season very soon, like we got in this cycle and in this cycle right here. So things are actually just repeating, and this is not really surprising. Bitcoin keeps doing the exact same thing in this cycle, so of course the Bitcoin dominance chart will also do the exact same thing as Bitcoin. And yeah, I'm expecting the altcoins to blow up very soon. We'll see if it happens this month or next month. Why am I saying that it could happen next month and not this month? Well, let me get rid of the halvings from the chart, and as you can see in the previous cycle right here, we went down in November on the Bitcoin dominance chart, which was no surprise because Bitcoin dominance always goes down in November. And in this cycle, we did the exact same thing. I predicted this, by the way. I mean, I did tell you that we will most likely close a red wick on the November chart, and what do you know, we did it. And if you look at what happened after we closed this red wick in the previous cycle, Bitcoin dominance continued to go up for another month, which was also December, and then we had the altcoin season. Well, we started the altcoin season in January of next year. So we could do the exact same thing again. I'm not saying that we will do the exact same thing, but there is a possibility that we do. Now, I also wanted to know that Bitcoin dominance is currently below the bull market support band, and if we stay below the bull market support band, then we will most likely be able to confirm that we have topped once we get to about a 55% dominance level. Also, keep in mind, if you look at the fear and greed index, it's currently at 81, so be very careful. However, keep in mind that in the previous cycle, the fear and greed index was at similar levels exactly 4 years ago, so as you can see, it did not really go down until January. It went down in January. I mean, it only went down because Bitcoin went down during that time, but you know, that's actually when the altcoin season started, so the altcoins did not really care about the fear and greed index, and they went up on their own. And read this, extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That could be a buying opportunity. Right now we are at extreme greed, and look at what this says. When investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. So be very careful, we might get a correction very soon, and I'm not saying that Algorand will follow it, I'm not saying that if Bitcoin gets a correction, Algorand will get one as well, but it is likely that that happens. So be very careful, and like I said, I would not buy right now. But you do what you want to do, I mean, at the end of the day, that's not my money, so, you know. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our Discord server. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.